Welcome back to NeoEnglish, the podcast where we help you learn practical English by talking about real news in simple language.
That's right. Today we're going to talk about a story from TechCrunch. It's about tech tariffs and a warning from the U.S. Commerce Secretary.
Don't worry if that sounds difficult. We're going to explain everything step by step using simple English and, of course, helpful vocabulary.
So, let's get started. The news says that the tech industry may not be safe from new tariffs. Do you know what a tariff is?
A tariff is a tax on products that come from other countries. For example, if the U.S. imports laptops from China, the U.S. government can add a tax. That's a tariff.
Yes. And if that happens, things like laptops or smartphones could get more expensive. That's why this news is important.
The U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says the exemption from these tariffs is only temporary.
Exemption means you don't have to follow a rule or law for a short time. In this case, some electronics don't have tariffs, but only for now.
Let's explain that word clearly. Imagine you get an exemption from wearing school uniform, just for one day. Or a student with an illness gets an exemption from physical education class.
Great examples. So Lutnick is basically saying, don't relax, tech companies. The break from tariffs won't last forever.
And if the tariffs come back, companies that sell electronics like Apple or Dell would have to pay more money to import their products.
And who ends up paying more in the end? Usually the customer. That's you and me.
Exactly. So now, let's explain why this is happening. The Trump administration, this means President Trump's government, wants to protect American companies.
One way to do that is by making foreign products more expensive. If imported products cost more, people might choose American brands instead.
All right, let's go over some useful words and phrases from today's story.
First, tariff, a tax on things brought into a country. You can say, the government added a tariff to foreign steel, or tariffs made electronics more expensive.
Second, exemption. Remember, this means you don't have to follow a rule. Example, tech products have a short-term exemption from tariffs. Or, he got an exemption from wearing a uniform.
And the phrase only temporary is very important. It means something won't last long. Example, this discount is only temporary. Or, the nice weather is only temporary.
Let's also remember this phrase, not safe from. In the article, they say the tech industry is not safe from tariffs. That means it might be affected soon.
Yep. Like this, my job is not safe from budget cuts. Or, our picnic isn't safe from rain.
Let's now take everything we've learned and put it into a short summary of the story.
According to a recent TechCrunch article, the Trump government says that tech products like laptops and phones don't have tariffs right now, but that won't last. The U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick warned that the exemption is only temporary. So tech companies might have to pay these taxes soon.
And that could mean higher prices for customers. This move is part of a plan to help American companies by making foreign products more expensive through tariffs.
So, let's tell the story again in easy English. Right now, tech products from other countries are not being taxed. That's good for tech companies and for us, the buyers. But the government says this situation won't last. Soon, they may have to pay a tariff.
And if companies pay more to bring in products from other countries, they often raise the prices. That means we may pay more when we buy a phone or a laptop.
All right, let's recap the vocabulary we learned today.
First word, tariff, a tax on imported goods.
Second, exemption, a temporary rule that lets you avoid something.
Third, only temporary, something that won't last forever.
And not safe from, meaning something could be affected soon.
Practice using them in simple sentences. For example, the phone has a tariff now. Or, that rule is only temporary.
And remember, if today's episode helped you, feel free to share it with your friends who are also learning English.
That's all for now from NeoEnglish. where real news meets real learning.
See you next time, and keep practicing your English every day.